Yesterday I told you guys I was going to make a video on how to merge two photos together just using opacity. And I'm going to do that now. Then I'm going to show you another way. I'm going to make this a double assignment here. So I downloaded two images from the internet. This is a picture of Iceland, and I love this picture. I want to go there. It's a beautiful place. Anyway, I also downloaded this picture of a dog sled dog, and that's a beautiful dog. What I'm going to do is merge the two pictures together. But first of all, I want to make sure they're the same size. So I'm going to click over here and see what the size is on this image, the one from Iceland. So it is 12 inches by 8 inches at a resolution of 300. Okay, that is standard. From my DSLR, my professional DSLR, if I take a photo in high quality mode, this is the default size it will make it if I crop it in Photoshop, and that's what I would want for printing. Now I'm going to go to the dog sled picture, and let's go to image size here. Now this is 27 inches by 18 inches with a resolution of 72. I told you guys before that we need 300. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this 12 inches wide. Now this might not lie in the exact size as the other picture, and that happens a lot. But I want something around 8 inches on this particular one, but I'm going to raise this resolution up to 300. Now, if this is not a good quality photo to begin with, if it's not a large image file from the internet, it's not going to look very good. But it still looks good, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is save it before I do any other work. I'm going to save this image, and it's called Dog's Head Close-Up. I'm going to call this Dog's Head Close-Up. Oops. Yeah, 12 times 8. All right, and click Save. I just want a high JPEG. Don't need a PSD right now. All right, so now I want to view so I can see this a little better. So I'm going to do Control minus and zoom out on the keyboard. Now, I want to align the pictures as perfectly as I can. And the best way to do that is to go to the Move tool, go to the picture I want to move, hold down the Shift key, like if you're going to type a capital letter. Hold that down while you drag the picture over. What it should do, if they're roughly the same size, is it'll align them perfectly, or almost perfectly. These are not quite the same size, however, but that's okay. Now, so right now we have an opacity on this photo of 100%. If I turn this off and go to this one, that one has 100% opacity. So all I'm going to do here is make sure I select the top layer, and I'm going to click on the opacity slider and bring it down. What I do, I don't look at percentages, I just look at the photo until I get something that I like. Neither one of these are going to be completely solid, but this would be like maybe there was a story about a dog who rescued someone. Um, but anyway, so now I don't like the alignment down here, but I'm going to change that in a minute. First of all, now I'm going to mess up my perfect alignment because I want the dog more over this way. So I'm seeing I'm losing some of this background, but that's okay. So I'm going to put it right here. I don't want to lose too much of what's going on over here because it's very beautiful. So now I'm going to go back to the cropping tool. And I'm going to, actually, no, I don't want to go to the cropping tool yet. But it's the way I like it. I'm going to go ahead and flatten the image. Now, if I drag this over too much, it's going to get some of the dog's body out of the way, but I'm also losing too much, so I want to blend them here. And I'm going to cover up some of this in a second. So I'm going to go with this arrangement. And I'm going to do layer flatten image. Now you'll see that it's not quite done yet. Obviously, we don't want this way. So the next thing to do would be to crop this image to take out this because that's water down there. I just want to make it look like there's snow. So I'm going to go to the cropping tool, and sometimes you'll just get images that work. Now, notice this though. I've changed the parameters here. This does not fit an 8 by 12 arrangement. 8 by 12, as you can see, is longer. So I'm just going to make it 10 inches wide and then not worry about the height. And that gives me flexibility. So I'm going to bring it over here. 10 inches is a good size. And then up here a little bit. And I'm going to leave some of the fur in at the base of the mountain and try cropping it this way. Actually, okay, a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so not finished yet because both photos are a little bit on the flat side because of the opacity. But I'm going to go to image adjustment. So once you flatten the image, you can go to levels and then start playing with the sliders so you can bring in the lighting and give it better contrast. It's a critical on most of these to go back and make some other adjustments later on. And that looks pretty good. Now there's a danger here in that, let's say that I was back in a PSD and I wanted to get the dog's part of the dog's body off. You think, well, just erase it. If I do that, it's going to erase the mountain too. Or it's going to erase this, but leave the other background where the dog was missing part of it. And then, so this part right here would be perfectly clear and sharp, but this would be faded. So another thing you can do before you move it, and it's a lot more work, but you could erase part of the dog and then line it up that way. So it depends on what you want to do and how difficult you want it to be. But I'd be pretty happy with that one right there. And then I'm going to do File, Save As. I'm going to keep it as a PSD. No, actually, I'm not. I made a mistake there. Okay, well, okay. Save it as a PSD first. I'm going to call this Iceland 13 plus dog. I'm not putting the plus symbol in there because it will corrupt my files later on when I want to open it. So it's pretty safe to put underscore there. The most difficult thing in this assignment is finding two photos that will work together pretty quickly. So what you have to do is search really hard to try to find something that works. And that one's done.